BEBC in the house. Coach Sips here, let's hear him out. Sippin' with Sip, yeah, we talking that game. Allen Eagles pride, you remember the name. On the court, in the gym, we keeping it lit. Pour it up, tune it in, Sippin' with Sip. From tip off to the buzzer, we bringing the heat. BEBC, riding with the team, can't be beat. Fast breaks, big plays, Eagles never slip. Pour it up, run it back, yeah, Sippin' with Sip.
Give him 1 or 2 minutes. Cody, FYI, playoffs probably Monday night at McKinney North.
Okay.
Next Monday, not this Monday.
So 2 Mondays from now.
Yes, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Braswell.
Okay.
Yeah, if they win district, it'll be Braswell. If they lose, if we somehow Plano East wins it, then we have Coppell.
So it's not like football. We don't play the fourth place team, right?
No, since it's you play the lower of the 2 seeds since it's split D1, D2. But Braswell actually is the 4th place team in that district right now. So. All right, I'm texting him. He's going to go, oh, crap, I forgot. He's probably not even home.
Kind of like you forgot the other night about the whole team being MVP.
Yeah, that was like a really big brain fart.
What happened?
It was senior night, and we were going to give magnets to all the seniors, and we were standing out in the hall, and they couldn't make up their mind who they wanted to give it to. And they were like, well, let's give it to all the seniors. I said, oh, you can't do that. We're going to do that. He goes, oh, okay. I said, well, we'll just pick Sheehan then. So he walked in there, and he gave it to all the seniors.
Yeah, I watched the video. It's pretty funny.
Oh, he says he's trying to log on. There he is.
There we go.
Yeah, dude, I was like, he's pulling a Neo on us.
No, it kept kicking me. I kept trying to log on and kept booting me right back out. I was like, well, they keep kicking me out of the party, or is it on my end? So I had to restart my computer, and voila.
We were discussing your lapse of brain power the other night and handing out the Tuffy chain, you know.
Sometimes that happens. Emotions run high. Your brain does it. So
yeah.
And we talked about that too. That's terrible.
We've all been there. Some of us more than others. So, well, here we are, episode 9 of Sipping with Sip, and man, what a fun week this was in more than one way. As we were sitting here last Sunday night,
depressed.
Well, I don't know if we were depressed. That's 2 of us. We were sitting there, you know, at 10-3 in district, coming off a really gut punch loss to Boyd.
Yeah.
And you told us that, you know, Plano East coming in, that you had your best practice of the week on Saturday, which, you know, gave us encouragement, because we were all like Nolan said, we're all sitting here depressed going, what the heck's going on? And so Plano East rolls in on Tuesday night, and by golly, what a great atmosphere, first of all.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I was so impressed with our crowd, and our student section did a really good job, and our admin and Coach Blakely did a really good job of getting everybody there and to support us. And they gave us an extra shot of adrenaline when we needed it.
Yeah. It was a good ball game. When you talk about two teams that I'm not going to say they're evenly matched, but they're pretty close to be evenly matched. And it wasn't like the first game where you jumped out to a 15-point first quarter lead. And yeah, so did we. I got to get my book here to get back, but it was a 1-point lead instead. And really up until the middle of the third quarter, it kind of was right at that 3 points for the whole night. Allen ends up winning 60-53. Let me share my screen here real quick. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. Of course not. It's never when I need it to be. I'll get in here in just a minute. But go ahead while I'm pulling this up, Coach. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, East is really good. We were obviously fighting for that number 8 in district title, and we knew it's really tough. And it's a team that if you don't match their physicality, don't match their toughness, they're going to beat you. A great culture team, a well-coached team, and a team that just has a bunch of winners attached to it. And like you said, I think our teams are pretty close to even as far as if you look at rosters and just overall depth and just skill level. And our guys are really locked in, and you could tell it meant something, and they learned from their losses the previous weeks, and we took a lot of things into consideration and did those things on the court, and it resulted in looks like a 7-point win.
Yeah, which was huge in the district standings, obviously, because you now own the tiebreaker with those guys that even if everybody wins out, you will be district champions and the number 1 seed in D1. That particular game, shooting was obviously, at least in our minds, from what I see, much better. Almost 60% from 2 and 44% from 3, which was a far cry better than what you have been shooting the last 4 or 5 games.
Correct. And we got back to just trying to take great shots, and our offense looked a lot better. Like I said, previously, when we're in rhythm, our shots are better, more shots go in. The last couple of games we've kind of settled. We've tried to get our own a little bit too much, and then all of a sudden that momentum or that offensive swing isn't in your favor. So when you keep trusting it, keep moving the ball, we said the ball has energy, and the more times it's passed, the more of a power up we get. And we got back into buying into that and actually doing it, and then it results in some pretty good offense.
Hey, when you look at scoring here, pretty balanced, and the name that pops to me on this one, it was one of our players of the game, was Bennett Mosley. Yeah. Every once in a while, one of these guys who, will chip in, 3, 4, 5, 6 points a game, hits that double figure mark, and it stands out. And Bennett was the guy that night.
Yeah. And I thought in a night that, Neo and East did a really good job of taking him away. We saw that early on, kind of the same defense against Boyd. And that was really the first time Neo's really seen that. And I thought Neo, we watched film together, and I thought he could have did a better job getting open and kind of letting the game come to him and staying a little bit more engaged. And, this game, he did a lot better job of that. Took what the defense gave him, worked really hard to get back open and stay in the flow of things. And then you had other guys step up in a big way. And like you said, our sophomore and captain, Bennett Mosley, was able to do that just through cutting, and he knocked down open shots and once again just did winning things.
Yeah, one of the things that I looked at too for him, he hit every one of his free throws, which, I don't know who your best free throw shooter is, but it just seems the last couple games that Nolan raising his hand in there. You're the best free throw shooter.
Hey, we have 3 guys. Who would you say our leading free throw shooter is, percent wise?
Man,
that's a loaded question.
Your best one. Initially I would have said Neo, but he's been off lately.
It's not Neo now, but
Yeah.
Darian.
No,
he's up there.
no.
He's in the 70s.
He had a real good game this last week. But I'm gonna say Austin.
Austin is, yeah. It's Austin, Cade, Neo, KD, and then Shion, actually. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of times at the end of the game, when we're in the stall mode, those are my 5 that are usually on the floor.
Yeah.
But we trust other guys. Bennett obviously can step up to the line. Gio's shooting it better than he was. Jacob, Elderby. There's other guys that can make shots, but those statistically have been our best. Dylan's actually a really good free throw shooter. He's up there too.
Yeah, he needs to get to the line more. He needs get him off that 3-point line and get him off there.
He's shooting it really well though. He's shooting it well from 3. He's in the 40s.
He is. The other guy that we gave a magnet to, and I just want to talk about Jacob for a little bit because I've decided he has broken more fingers and hit more guys in the face for not being ready for the assist that would be, because his passes are really crisp.
He has such a great feel. That's my ever since I've gotten here, or I've been here as a coach. I've noticed that about Jacob. He's always been the best passer in our program. From the time he was a freshman all the way up. He just has such good feel, and just knows what's going to be open and knows how to manipulate people, manipulate space. And something I tell our guys all the time that Jacob's really good at, he sells lies with his eyes. He comes this way, he gets you to bite and then play it back through a window. And he's just, his basketball IQ is really, really high.
Yeah, I just noticed it. We laugh about it all the time. It's like they weren't ready for that one, because he would have a lot more assists and y'all have a lot more points if everybody could just be ready. Because it's almost like they don't think he can get it there, and by golly, he does.
And at halftime of the game against Plano East, I was like, "Hey, everybody, listen! When Jacob has the ball, be ready to catch a stinking pass." I was fired. I was like, "It's coming!
Dude.
Be ready! Stop looking surprised!
Dude.
Holy moly! He does this all the time in practice. Why are you surprised if he fits it through a window?"
Yeah.
So,
And it's amazing.
Yeah, we did a better job of anticipating. That was the word. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know about you. I'm older than Nolan and David and I, but when Magic came along, and if you just watch
I
a
was
Magic,
there during the Magic days.
that's what I said.
Okay, just checking.
You watch a Magic Johnson highlight reel of the assists that guy makes. It's a thing of beauty, and that's what made Showtime was his ability to get the ball to others. And I love that with Jacob. He finds a way, and like you say, he keeps his eyes up, and he'll get it to you. So that was very evident in that game. I mean, I had him down, and I'm sure there were more. Again, I have a hard time keeping up because y'all go so fast sometimes. But I had him down for 4 assists in that game, and
I think he has 7.
yeah, see, yeah, it's hard because you want to mark something but you can't look down because things happen so quickly, and it's just like, all right, who did what? And sometimes you don't see the ball go round and round and round. But anyhow, big win, great crowd, set the stage for y'all still have the opportunity to be district champs, because if you'd lost that game, while there would still been a possibility, it would have been a lot more difficult.
Correct.
So Friday night rolls around, and it's senior night. And so for you as a coach, how emotional is senior night?
It's so sad. It's I probably cried 5 times. I do. I'm a crybaby. I'm not afraid to say it. So, but you're around, kids for 4 years or even longer, because I knew Neo and Shion and Jacob, all those guys in junior high, and to just get to be a part of their lives for 5-6 years, and to be around them as much as we're around them, as they become high schoolers and eventually on the varsity. I mean, you're around those kids 350 days a year, it seems like, and they become part of your family. They become part of who you used to sing every day, and they carve out a spot in your heart, for those kids. And I'm thankful I'm have the ability to be a small part of their journey. But just to see them play their last game to something that they've given a lot to and really helped build up and it's made this program what it is today. It just means a lot to me. And I tell this story and, sometimes we'll coach a team and I love every player I ever coach, but every once in a while, there's that one kid you're like, you know what? I love him, but I'm glad I don't have to coach him again, and not in a bad way. It's just, there's some things, winning habits or, shooting again. Just, it doesn't have to be part of human, but just part of something. And I can honestly say with this group, there's not one kid who I didn't overly enjoy coaching every single day, who've never, ever didn't give me max effort. They've always done what I've asked. They've never questioned anything. They've always been good teammates. They've always bought into the role every second of every day, and that's rare. And that's why they have the ability to impact winning as seniors like they are now. So it's special.
Yeah, it was a good night, and again a pretty good crowd, and not so many of the students, but just I think the appreciation that the fans have for just what you say, the amount of effort these kids put in, and their parents too. Cade's mom being the Booster Club president, and just the time and effort that they put forth. It does make it a special night, and they get to celebrate with their parents and their families. It makes it fun, and it's fun too when you drop 95 on senior night as well.
I've been waiting for one of those games.
Yeah, we have too.
Nolan, we tried. Nolan, we tried. We gave Max. I didn't put.
I know you tried. You got close.
Yeah.
When you put Tyler hitting it at the end of the game, the man was just like machine gunning shots, baby.
He was putting them up.
There was no such thing as a pass with that kid.
No, I mean that 3 bug was going around. Everybody was hitting one, so he was trying to get some of that magic.
Yeah, well, you started your 5 seniors, which I thought was pretty cool. The only problem that I had with your starting lineup was you didn't let Neo take the jump.
I almost did, and I was like, I don't want them to. You got to approach this game when you start 5 seniors. You have to have a mature team when it's not the ordinary lineup that you're used to starting. Because this is a must-win. We needed to win the game.
Sure.
So I thought Gio, KD, Dylan, those guys who sometimes get the start, Ellerby, I thought they did a really good job of not taking the game unseriously because of that. It wasn't an all-star game or it wasn't a exhibition. It was a meaningful game that these seniors earned the right to start, and we play it from there. So I was impressed with our ability to go out and still, throw punches and play the game the right way.
Well, you obviously did it because you ended the first quarter with a 15-point lead. I mean, those guys.
That was cool.
One of the things I noticed, and we noticed it with all the teams that you've had here now, but it seemed really evident that night with that starting lineup was the effort on defense.
Yeah,
was just they seemed really quick and really quick to the ball, which resulted in a lot of turnovers and a 25-10 lead. To start the game, which makes you feel good that okay, that's the starting lineup I had, and like you said, they took it seriously.
Yeah,
and they put us in a position to end up having a 49-point win. So, it was interesting because Sheehan, we love Sheehan, and he's we called him the president, and he started out just he didn't score in the first half.
He didn't.
And I talked to his sister at halftime. I said, well, did you go down there and coach him up? She goes, he's set. He's ready to go. And then the second half comes along and he drops 5 threes in the second half. And the bench loves it. That's the cool thing to me is to watch your guys just get so excited for everybody else.
They're the biggest Sheehan fans, and Sheehan deserves that as much or more than anybody on our team because when I tell you how much time he's put in and how important he is to this team, I mean, he is one of the most impactful players day in and day out. You just have to come to a practice and see it because he is coaching every kid, every possession. He's always teaching. The other day we lined up for a set, and it was on the sideline. And I said it wrong initially. And he was like, Coach, they're flipped, because I was like, 100%, you're right. Yes. No, it's literally like he's so smart, and he thinks the game, and he's such a good human being. And this is a funny story. I can remember back, I was 11 years old. My dad coached me in Little League Baseball, and we're in an all-star game, and I was starting pitcher, and I had the yips. I can't throw a strike. I walked like 7 people, and I am letting my team down, and I'm frustrated as can be. And my dad walks to the mound, and about 2 steps, I throw the ball to him, right? I'm like, get me off of this mound. He throws it back to me. And he walks up, and I'm like, oh, he's just going to let me have it. Like, I'm about ready to cry. And he goes, hey, where are we going to eat after this? I was like, what? He was like, where are we going to eat? So what are you talking about? He goes, where do you want to eat? So like, Chili's. He was like, all right, and just walks off. I was like, what? What's the point of this? And I ended up having an amazing game after that. But that was in the back of my mind. So Shion in the first half, like, didn't hit anything. So I said, I'm gonna try this. And I said, Shion, come here. And he came over, and I said, hey, guess what? No one cares that you make a shot tonight. I said, no one cares. I said, the cool part is that you had the courage to take the shots. So I'm okay if you don't make another shot this whole half, but I need you to go take them. And he got hot. So I'm not claiming that was me, but, good coaching, I think. So we'll see.
Sometimes the mind games work. Well, it was a good night for a lot of guys. Obviously, Shion led the charge there. A lot of balanced scoring up and down the lineup. A lot of people got in there and got to score. And it just made it, relatively easy.
Right.
Switch that for you guys to win again, which again, you've got to win out in order to win district. And that this game obviously was important. So it was cool to see the seniors and for them to do their thing and for everybody to get involved. You get a big win, and East won both games, their games this week. So y'all are still tied when you roll over to the district standings right now. At this point, Boyd and West are fighting it out for that last spot because the first 3 teams have clinched. From what I've been able to gather. And the question just becomes, is it West or Boyd? They split their season series, so it's going to be, West plays East this week.
They do.
And Boyd plays Prosper, if I remember.
I think they play Prince. No, is it Prosper?
I think it's Prosper.
Prosper. Okay.
Yeah, I think when I looked at it,
it's Princeton. You're right.
Yeah. So that will make a determination there. So, but that Boyd team has really come on strong the last couple of weeks.
They have.
The interesting thing, now you have a game against Plano Tuesday night. You win,
We do.
you're the number 1 seed. If you lose and East wins, you become the 2 seed.
Right.
So, and without getting too far ahead of ourselves here, it's either going to be Coppell or Braswell. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
Win it. You play Braswell, Richardson, or South Grand Prairie, Lake Ridge or Eaton, and then probably North Crowley.
Lake Ridge or who?
Lake Ridge or Eaton.
Oh, Eaton. Okay, Eaton. Got it. Yep. You went through there. The one thing I wanted to talk about, because again, we talked about it a little bit last week here, was the strength of this district. But you've got 5 20-win teams in this district.
Yeah, that's tough.
And 2 of them aren't going to make the playoffs.
You look at Plano; they were ranked the number 6 team in the state at one point this year.
I looked that up. They were 11-1 at one point. And they've gone 9-10 since then. They got into district play, and you can see what happened there. They're 6-9 in district.
Yeah.
But it just shows the strength of this district. 5. I didn't go through and look at every district in the state, but to have 5 20-win teams is pretty impressive.
No, it's a hard, it's just a hard competitive district, and hopefully that prepares us for the run that we're trying to make. And, sometimes you worry if it's not competitive or if you kind of blow through the district that you're going to get into a close game later on, and would your team be ready for that moment? And so just depends team to team, but hopefully, the games that we've been in will help us, especially in close games that we've had a lot of those. So we've had good learning experiences, both good and bad. So hopefully that will carry us through when we see it again.
Which you probably will. I think Coach Wigg, your schedule making for the last couple of years rubbed off on him this year because, I don't know if you saw that football schedule, but he didn't back down from anybody for his non-district games this year.
Go get him some. Here we go.
Exactly. So Plano on Tuesday night at Plano, another team that has the potential to beat you at any point.
They do. You got to show up ready to play and earn the right.
They'll have
to
the
win.
ability to self-destruct.
I'm hoping we're moving the right way. So
Yeah. Well, you go back to the first game against Plano. You were down 8 after the first quarter.
yeah,
Righted the ship in the second quarter and took a 10-point lead into halftime, and ended up winning by 9. So. Let's not have to right the ship on this one. Let's just do it right from the get-go, and we'll go from there.
I would love nothing more.
Yeah, nothing more. So that would be important. So that would lead into the playoffs next week. Your thoughts overall on the 6A Division I bracket this year and how it's going to fall out when you look at the teams that are really going to be. Is Seven Lakes going to be a D1?
They will. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Seven Lakes, Cibolo, Brennan, Dunk, Waxahachie, North Crowley, Grand Oaks, Clear Lake. Like they're all big school.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you ain't got to play all of them. So
one at a time. Here we go.
Yeah.
Tascasito's really good. They could go win that region. Austin Westlake, another big school. So you got to beat somebody to play somebody. So
yeah. Well, it'll be fun, and that'll probably start. It'll be probably Monday next week after.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that kind of wraps this up for this week. Unless you have something else, I do want to say one thing. Your mom sat with us the other night, and I don't know what she said to you about us, but it was a pleasure meeting her, and we did not dig into the little Cipoletta, stories. We let her off the hook because
she's my biggest fan, so I'm not worried about it.
She
made me look better.
It was funny because she knew everybody's name. Because she sat right behind us, and we could hear her calling out people's names. We were like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah. She knew who everybody was. So
she has my huddle login, and she'll watch practices, and she watches games, and she'll send me a text. Hey, so and so probably should have got the toughie, but who got it? I was like, no, Mom, I gave it to so and so. She was like, oh, why? They having to explain to my mom my coaching decisions over here. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Maybe we need that huddle login too. What in the world?
Hey, I have it. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure you. Oh,
this is you want to watch.
We've got to tell this story because we died laughing, and it was. Oh, was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday night. It wasn't Friday night. It was Tuesday night when Neo kind of had a tough game, and we were in the hall. We were in the hallway afterwards, and I was like, Neo, man. I said they were just beating you up left and right and up and down. He goes, I know, man. And I said, well, what are the refs saying to you? Why are you not getting calls? He said, they told me that I was initiating the contact, and we were like, well. If it's a foul, it's a foul. It doesn't matter, And he was
that
like,
one guy was horrible.
He goes,
hey, Coach, who do you want me to give the foul to?
Yeah. Neo goes, yeah. I said, well, what'd you say to the ref? He goes, I told him, let's get together and watch the huddle video. We can decide.
And it's funny because I try my best to be very non-animated, but I got really upset at one call. And the ref came to me, and I said, I don't complain about nothing, but I'm going to tell you what. I promise on everything I love that you missed that call. Coach, I don't know. I'll say, ask me for the huddle video. He emailed me for the huddle video.
Did he really? Wow.
Now, I went back and watched it. It was a more 50-50 call than I remembered it being live. So it really could have went either way. So hats off to him. It was 50-50. But I still could have been correct. So
Yeah. It was 51-49 in your favor. That's what it was.
take it.
It was home cooking. You're supposed to get that extra percent,
Come on.
Yeah, we know. They won't. That's okay. Ron threatened it. He said, next time I come here, I'm going to make those guys sit in the way back or they can't come at all.
That's funny. The Plano East coach, he was like, why do we always have Ron? I was like, I don't know. I guess he's the best official and they knew it was going to be a big game. Y'all have a parking spot reserved for him over here. He's here so much. I said, I have an office for him, actually. We share an office together.
He's got a key to the building.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Plano High. Last regular season game of the year. Still a big game for you guys. And we look forward to getting in there and getting that one taken care of. Everybody healthy?
They are. Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. Well, other than Chandler, but we knew that. So
Yep.
He's out of the boot though. That's good. He's making progress.
He is. So.
And I want to say this one thing, because this is the first time David and Nolan and I got to see your JV play this year. Because they usually bless your heart on your decision making when it comes next year, my friend.
Our JV has not lost a game in 2 years. They've beaten four varsity teams. I mean, they have never lost a game.
Yeah.
And I have arguably their two best players, Willie and Bennett. They don't even have their top two, and they have never lost a game. They are the most winningest group. They remind me a lot of the senior group last year.
Yep.
I don't know if they could just at this point in their career. They don't have a DJ Silling or a Trent. Trent had a Boise offer as a sophomore. Certain things. But when I tell you they know how to win and they play the right way, my goodness, they are fun. And it's funny too because my past 4 years of being here, the first year I was here, we couldn't practice our JV against our varsity. Our JV was so bad. My very first year, our varsity really wasn't as good as it needed to be, but I had to do so much with the varsity. We really didn't have time to practice them together. My second year I was here, my JV kids hated our varsity because Trent and some sophomores were up on varsity and they were all the same age. So it was almost a fight every day. So I couldn't practice them together because it was disruptive. The next year, which was last year, we couldn't practice them together because the next year we could, because that was Arenze, he was on JV, the twins were on JV, book out, and we could practice them together. And those kids gave us a run for our money every day. So we got a lot of good, mano-a-mano on. But then the following year, which was last year, I thought our varsity team was going to hurt our JV team. And we could not bring them in our gym. They would get abused and they were nowhere near ready. And that's not a testament to, not knocking the juniors, we were that physical. But this year's group, and our varsity is still really physical, but this year's group goes hand in hand. I mean, and they'll beat us some days, and they'll let you know about it, which is a cool thing. Along with Coach G's going to let everybody know about it too. So,
yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yeah, so there's been some really competitive practices, and this is the most we've gone together in my time of being here because of it's just their maturity to stay in a varsity gym and be coached like a varsity practice. They're really good at that, and there's not two of them, there's not five. I mean, all 12, 13, 14 of them can really compete, and they bring a ton of energy. I mean, I enjoy having them in there. So hopefully that pays dividends down the road.
I think we need to petition the UIL that Allen needs 2 varsity teams next year. We'll just do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness. You have to give me some more coaches.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that'll be a problem. But yeah, just their intensity and Well, they were. I can't remember. Did they scored in the 90s the other night too? Didn't they?
did,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And it was just
their
like,
defense was stifling.
yeah.
Get after it.
Yeah. So you're going to have some fun decisions come cut time next year, and it'll be interesting to see.
Worry about that when I get there, one day at a time. So.
I just want to put it in the back of your mind so you can.
Oh, it's
you can start,
it's back there. We talk about it often. It's back there. We went through a little dry spurt with our varsity at one point. We weren't playing as hard. I said, guess what? You juniors, none of you are going to make the varsity next year. All these JV kids are going to pass y'all. Y'all are soft. You're not trying to win. And we've gotten better since that. So now, but we had a bad practice or something, and I was just in one of those modes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But that's good though. That's what you want in your program is you want people pushing each other. Yeah.
No,
yeah. Nothing's given. Yeah.
No. Iron sharpens iron. So.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We know you love talking ball, but with a bunch of numbskulls like us, there's probably a better podcast you could be on, but we appreciate it.
Hey, I've been on a lot of podcasts, and a gazillion % y'all are my favorite. So
Hey,
you have my word on this. Just if I ever go coach for the Mavs or the Celtics, if they call me, we can still do Sippin with Sips. We're locking this in. Yeah.
hey, but it's going to cost you some tickets.
Hey, y'all give them. Y'all earn the right to have them. Whatever you guys need, I got you.
Well,
So,
we
y'all
appreciate
earned that right.
Yep.
So.
I'm fixing to make an edit on it, and that's going to be the beginning of this podcast.
I'm telling you, come on.
Hello,
You have my
kitty
word.
cat.
My
Yeah.
word.
Who's your cat, by the way?
This is Bandit, and I'm a soft human being. And I was driving down the road about 6 months ago, and I almost ran this little cat over. I don't even like cats. I'm allergic.
I would have ran him over.
Yeah. I stop in the middle of the road, and it gets under my car.
Oh,
So I'm on Stacy. No, I'm not on Stacy. I'm on right off of Allen Heights. Was it Green? I don't know. I'm on a main road, and I'm pulled over, and I can't get this cat. I didn't see it go out, so I'm like, I'm gonna run this cat over. I'm gonna have bad luck for 100 years. So I get out of my car. There's cars coming. I'm underneath my car trying to grab this cat. I'm like, this is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get hit trying to save a cat. So I grab this cat, and it is just jacking my hand up. It went in no part. And I called Lindsay. I said, hey, we got a new cat. It's a good cat. So it's our cat now. So it's playful.
That's funny.
I guess I'm just
That's
a
a
soft
pretty-
human. Yeah,
That's a pretty cat. Yeah. The way she spotted, that's
It
awesome.
looks like Snoopy.
I know it does. and we were gonna take it to the pound or whatever after we took it, and Boston fell in love with it. So
Yeah.
I messed up. So but he's nice. Yeah, he keeps me on my toes. So yeah,
That's
something
awesome.
else. Yeah,
Well, it's good to know you're a soft human being. We appreciate that. So
I try. Just in certain parts.
Yeah.
Parts of life. So
understood.
yeah,
All right, Coach. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you. We'll see you Tuesday night. We'll talk to you next Sunday, and we can talk a little playoff basketball because it'll be here.
let's go.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Appreciate the support.
Thanks,
Y'all have a
Joe.
good
See you,
day.
Sip.
All right, bye, y'all.
Y'all have a good one.